Hi, Sally Crozier here again, and now I'd like to guide you through probably the most complicated of the Let's Move activities, and it happens to be for February, and we called it Bobsleds. This is a Jim Kane activity, and he also calls it the change train. But bobsleds made such a good image for February. And you start by asking kids to pretend that they're in a bobsled, a four-man bobsled. I've got some props here to help illustrate that. So we'd ask them to line up, all facing the same direction, just like if they were going to go down the hill in a bobsled, just like this. And then what we want to do is to teach them some commands. The commands are simple, just 3 of them, but they do something different on each command. So the first command is change. And when you say change, then the driver of the sled moves back and takes the brakeman position, and everybody else moves up 1 space so that there's room for him in the sled. That's change. Want to see it again? Change. The driver moves to the caboose and everybody else slides forward 1 to make room. That's change. Now the next command is called switch, and on switch the driver and the 3rd person stay in place, but 2 and 4 change places. So they switch. Okay, so let's do that one again after we remind ourselves about our first command, change. Change, the driver moves to the caboose and everybody else moves up 1. It's a good idea to review the commands after you've taught them and every time you teach them a new one. So that was change, and then switch, 2 and 4 change places, just like that. They switch. Now there's only 1 command left, and that one's real simple. It's rotate, and on rotate, everybody turns 180 degrees and faces the other direction. So that's rotate. Okay? So what the fun comes into play is when you put the commands together. So let's imagine that I say change, switch, rotate. Okay, well, change, our driver moves to the caboose and everybody else moves up. And then switch, number 2 and 4 change places. And then rotate, everybody turns around and heads down a different hill, just like that. Okay? And you can even get fancier and put maybe 4 commands together. Maybe switch, change, rotate, change, and see what happens. Now, the kids are going to be giggling like crazy as they're trying to figure it all out and remember what they have to do on each command, and that's great. And if they get it right, terrific. If they don't get it right, if they're moving, if they're having fun, that's still success. And that is called bobsleds. It is probably the most complicated, or seems the most complicated, of all the Let's Move activities in the Choose Health Officer Guide. But once you play it once or twice, you'll get the hang of it. And if you stop at the peak of fun, kids will probably want to play it again and again every meeting. That, too, is success. Have a great time.